So today we're going to continue speaking about that, rationalizing the denominator. And you're going to rationalize the denominator to fractional expressions to at least 70% accuracy. So as announced last Wednesday, there is a quiz. If you go to your Google Docs, if you go to the Google Classroom, on the Classroom tab that's up on the top portion of the web page, there will be a homework, a class assignment that says quiz rationalizing the denominators. All right. There's more instructions in that piece. If you are if you scored a low grade on any Edpuzzle material and would like to redo, please let me know. The reason why I am insisting on people redoing their assignments is because not only are you learning by trying it again, I would like to use the Edpuzzle cumulative grade for a quiz. All right. So please let me know. I'm trying to help you guys out. Let's move on. All right. I want to review some of the homework that some classmates did in this error analysis. And I would like to shout someone out for the great work that they did in one of the homework problems. So let's first do this error analysis. The instructions are the following are examples of students' homework. What suggestions would you give the first 4 attempts? I'm not sure who wrote this. I forgot, but someone said that the square root of 32, they factored it and they got 8 times 4, and they factored it and they had 4 times 2, and then they factored this and they have 2 times 2, and they said this told them that 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 4. They said that's the answer. I'm assuming because they boxed it. But what suggestions might you give your classmate? That's the first problem. And then the next problem, square root of 36. They said that the answer is 6 times the square root of 6. What suggestions would you give that classmate? And the square root of 48, they got from square root of 12 times the square root of 4. And this told them that 2 times the square root of 12 is the answer. What suggestions would you give that classmate? And finally, square root of 12. And then they broke this, correctly factored it, I should say. And they said this was 3. And then they said that the answer was 3 square root 2. What suggestions might you make for our classmates? These are all different problems that came from the Wednesday homework. I didn't put any examples from Monday's homework because I looked at everyone's homework and everyone did well, did awesome. So let's move on. Let's take a moment to shout out our classmate Ellie from 5th period. She took a different approach to factoring Wednesdays, to evaluating the radical expression 36, square root of 36 times z to the 8. Instead of doing what we did, she took a different route, right? So she wrote the square root of 36, she wrote the problem down, right? And she put 2 lines, but I'm assuming she means equals, right? And then she factored it into these 2 pieces using one of our multiplication rules for radicals. And then let's write this down instead of across. and she had the square root of 6 squared times z8, right? And then she continued with this piece still. And then from this, she has this. And then so she says that finally the answer is 6z to the 4. And yes, she is correct, but what can we, there's something interesting that I would like you guys to reflect on, and that's going on here. What's going on here, right? You're gonna be prompted with a open response, and I would like to hear your responses for this as we did for these. Okay, continue.